Mr. Speaker, will you please call the House to order?
The bill is passed.
We'd like to get a budget that represents the interests of the people who are standing here with me now.
To be part of the struggle to achieve a better society for all.
We want to make sure that we make New York a more affordable place to live, a better place to raise a family. Welcome to Assembly Update. I am Assemblymember Angelo Santabarbara, representing Montgomery County, parts of Schenectady County, and parts of Albany County. Today we got a great show because we have a very unique organization represented on the show. It's called the Blind Dog Rescue Alliance, and I'm pleased to introduce my two guests. We have Debbie Marks and Barbara Marks. And you two are related, I understand. And we also have a special guest that we're going to introduce, making his debut on TV. Yes. We have Watson, that is one of your rescue dogs.
Watson is almost 100% blind. He is a rescue dog, and he is falling asleep at the moment.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Watson. We're happy to have you on the show. Maybe he'll wake up and perk up a little bit once we start our conversation. But some people may not know what the Blind Dog Rescue Alliance, your mission and what you do. Debbie, why don't we start with just what it is, how it got started, and some of the good things you're doing for the animals in our community.
Oh, thank you. We are a national rescue for blind and visually impaired dogs. So dogs do not have to be 100% blind. For example, I have a Chihuahua at home who has one eye, but he can see out of that one eye. So we try to pull dogs who are visually impaired or blind from shelters all over the country, maybe from owners whose dog has gone blind and they're no longer able to care for their dog. Sometimes another rescue will save a blind dog and then see if we have room for that blind dog. So we're able to get blind dogs or visually impaired dogs from all over and from various ways.
And this is an organization that was started a while ago, and I know there's the Gray Muzzle organization was associated.
We started in 2009, and the way that started is there's a Yahoo group on the Yahoo webpage, and they are for blind dog support. So sometimes owners, like for example, this is how I found Blind Dog Rescue. An owner might have a dog who's going blind from glaucoma or from another disease or from an injury, and they might not know what to do for their blind dog. So the Yahoo group is a support group for owners of blind dogs. And I found the Yahoo group, and people who were on the Yahoo group realized there was a big need. There were a lot of dogs in shelters who were blind, and they weren't getting adopted as much as the other dogs. So they decided, hey, let's put a rescue together. So this was in 2009. The paperwork was filed in August of 2009, and I joined in 2011. Wonderful. And then you mentioned Gray Muzzle too. They're a wonderful organization. They're also a national organization. I think they're based out of North Carolina, and they help with funding, obviously for senior dogs, hence their name, Gray Muzzle. But they help us with some of our senior dogs. We also have some dogs in rescue that we call forever fosters or sanctuary dogs, and those are dogs who will stay in their foster homes forever, so they won't be adopted out. That can be due to age or health or temperament. Some are very, very shy.
Now you mentioned dogs with age. You see that this is something that could affect them. Is it dogs of all ages, or is it mostly senior dogs?
Yeah, no, it can be dogs of all ages, like cataracts, and puppies. But cataracts are one of the things that we see in the older dogs. But some puppies in the womb, their eyes might not be formed quite right, and they can be born with very small eyes, and I think that's called microphthalma, and I'm probably saying that wrong, but I can see it in my head. But injury, there are other diseases like Watson has something called SARDS, which is sudden acquired retinal degeneration syndrome, where his rods and cones just stopped, the cells stopped reproducing, so his eyes basically degenerated. So his eyes look completely normal, but he can't see.
And so tell us, I guess one of the questions is, how many dogs are in your rescue? Have you rescued?
Since our formation in 2009, we've rescued over 425 dogs.
That's a big number.
So currently we have in rescue maybe about 40 dogs. And I have at my house right now 5.
Yeah, and I see some of the names here.
Yes.
You know, I see that you have Leo.
Leo and Maria were
Maria.
One of my first rescues. They were from a hospice that had to close. They've actually passed a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But I have a Facebook page in Leo's honor. He was a 17-year-old blind and deaf dog, and he was amazing. He was into everything. He had adventures every day. He, sometimes people think that blind dogs may not do as well as a normal dog,
Yeah.
but they're into everything. They do everything. So he, at 17, was into everything. I couldn't keep him down.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that
Thank
the dog is no longer with us. I know you sent
Thank
us some
you.
wonderful pictures that we're going to show, and including Watson in one of those
Yes.
squares that will be flashed up here in a little. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Yep. So he must have saw his picture coming up. You're gonna make your debut now that
There
your
you go,
picture's coming up
buddy.
on the screen. There's Watson in the lower left corner.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, we can see there's a variety of dogs, and
Yes.
you know, and you know, I've been in my community so much. So I spend a lot of time in my community, and one of the things that I notice is that almost everybody has a dog, and they
Yes.
are part of the family. And we have a little Yorkie at my house, Muffy, who's
Yes.
probably going to get jealous now that I'm spending time
she'll know.
with Watson. But hello, Muffy, if
She'll
you're
know.
watching. So there's so many dogs in our community, and this could happen at any time, as you said. So how would somebody watching be able to get a hold of the Blind Dog Rescue Alliance and say, hey, this may be something good for my dog?
Yes, we have a website. It's www.blinddogrescue.org, and there are the 2 Ds in there, so it's blinddogrescue.org. We also have a Facebook page. They can email info, it's INFO, at blinddogrescue.org. .com works too, we have both.
Okay, and they can send you a message, or there's
yeah.
a website that's interactive.
Yeah, and one of the things like that we always want people to know is blind dogs can and do have wonderful quality of life. Just
Well,
like,
and that's,
yeah.
I guess that's a good question. So how difficult is it to care for these dogs?
It's not difficult. You have to remember, blind dogs, they're dogs. They're dogs first, just like every other dog. And it depends on their own temperament. Like Watson obviously is a quiet dog. He's good. I bring him with me everywhere I can. Some dogs are just through their temperament, they're more excited. They're younger, maybe. So, but blind dogs are pretty easy to care for. And we, on our website, have a list of tips that may help someone whose dog is going blind. Some people think you can't move the furniture. You can move the furniture. It might take them a day or 2 to get used to it. I have mats that I have throughout my house that they can feel with their feet, so they know the safe path to go, from one place to the other. We do recommend if someone's like dog for glaucoma, for example, they might have to have their eyes removed, to go through the house and look for sharp corners, look at the tables, just to see if there's someplace where a dog can get injured because he can't see. So Watson, who still has his eyes, can't see. So if I have a sharp corner that he might just walk into just because he can't see it. So we try to be careful. I use that, and I don't know what it's called, but from Lowe's or Home Depot, that piping, the stuff that you can put on the, it just, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Just to cushion the corners.
Yes.
And these are questions, so these are questions that can be answered on the website, or if there's something else they could call,
Yes.
or maybe there's a contact information on it.
Yes, and we also, our phone number is 1-877-BLIND-01, and that's 1-877-254-6301. And we're always willing to help, because one of the things that we like to do is educate. educate the public as well.
And of course, if there's opportunities for people to help or volunteer or maybe
Yes.
participate with your organization, they can do that as well.
We would love that. So we just love volunteers.
Yeah, it's a lot of dogs to
Yes.
take care of, and I'm sure it requires a lot of work.
Yes, so our dogs are all in foster homes, so we don't have a facility, so the dogs are in homes like mine, approved foster homes, but a volunteer doesn't have to foster, because we have many teams, adoption, transport, owner surrender, that can use a volunteer, and a lot of it is done by the computer when you come home from work, so you don't even have to foster, you just have to like dogs. So.
Yeah. Well, let's give out your Facebook page. Again, they can find you on Facebook under...
I think it's facebook.com, Blind Dog Rescue Alliance.
And usually I do a little search. So
Yes, and they can do a
So
little
Blind
search.
Dog Rescue Alliance should come up
Yes.
in one of those searches, so you can get all good information about the organization. Also, www.blinddogrescue.org or
Yes.
.com.
Yes, that's our
Contact
website.
information is on there. I want to thank you for being on the show and for telling us about some of the good work you're doing in the community. And I want to thank Watson too for being here. And I think he knows that we're talking about him. So thank you for being on the show, Watson. One last question, I guess. You know, what do you think about
What Debbie's doing?
the work that Debbie's doing?
It's been keeping her busy, let's put it like that. But I see, you know, we talk about the training of the dogs. More dogs have come in and out. Well, half of them come out because she just keeps them because of their sanctuary dogs. Like this guy, I have a dog too at home who can see and everything else. This guy, when I come over, is in my lap. He knows I'm there. He knows me from the backyard. He recognizes my car. He jumps up on the sofa and he stays in my lap. I love what they're doing. We also, which Deb did not mention, we're out and about in the community. We're doing Canine Carnival.
Yeah,
is it,
we
Debbie?
do events.
We have a
in the
lot of
community.
people all the time. I didn't know this place existed. Can I tell you about my dog? We hear that an awful lot. So if somebody wants to talk personally, we'll be at Canine Carnival, which is
August 8th,
Yeah,
Saturday,
it's-
in
it's-
Jamesville Beach Park.
yeah, and that's a very big event, and we're there. We try to get out. We do pucks for paws. We do a lot of them with him, frankly.
And
Yeah.
of course, in case the audience
Yeah.
hasn't picked
Yeah.
up, you are Debbie's mom.
I'm Debbie's mom, and I go with Debbie so that she can
So-
get out. There's no one
Yeah.
up here. They're based more down the Philadelphia, the area.
And
So we would love volunteers.
We've-
It's pretty
Yes,
much,
yes, yeah.
and as you said
Yeah.
before we started the show, you
Yeah.
travel together, and
Yeah.
most of the
Go
time
together.
you're doing this together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in
and
charge of the
that's-
table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
support is certainly something
Yeah.
that's needed, and it's
Yeah,
great to see
no,
that.
No, we go, but I can't tell you how many times we have people coming up. I didn't know you were here. The veterinarians will come up, people like that. So we try and just get the word out that they're fine. The dogs are great. They're just fun because the training. I mean, I don't know how many dogs have gone through your house. The training is there. Then you don't worry about them.
And
Yeah.
like anything, the awareness and the education part
Yeah.
of it is very
Yeah.
important, and that's
Yeah.
certainly part
Yeah.
of the mission that you're doing here. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for
Yeah.
being on the show, and thank you for
Yeah.
sharing information about your wonderful organization.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
been a pleasure.
and we hope to have you back
Yeah.
at some point to talk more about your organization and find out how you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Now
you.
you're awake.
Stick with us. More on Assembly Update. We will not have Watson when we get back, but there's more to come on Assembly Update. Stick with us after the break.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind it wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
French fries. Finding best potatoes.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Bowl.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full. Keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.